This video confirms a lot of things for your question. Number 1, did we sign to be a lab threat? Number 2, do they have to announce the secret changes? Number 3, do BSG have to fix the servers or problems? Number 4, can we refund this game? By reading all the terms of service, including rules of the game and the license agreement, where we are automatically signed into it when we buy the game. The answer is, beta testing is carried out exclusively for identifying errors. So we're signed up to identifying errors, guys. So they're saying Battlestate games have the right to make amendments and updates to the game anytime when they want. But they said, whereupon Battlestate Games Limited published a detailed description of all the changes in the news section, which they never do. Battlestate Games Limited has the right, number 6.1.1, at any time to restrict, expand, supplement, modify, or otherwise change the game, including any of its elements and parts without prior notification of the user.
7.5. The licensor does not guarantee that. 7.5.1. The game will satisfy the user's subjective requirements and expectations.
They're exactly saying that you can cancel your game playing assessment, but, well, we won't refund anything. Yeah, I'll try to put timestamps on each chapter of each document so you guys can check it out easily, but I highly recommend you guys to read it all through or just check out the places that you want to check out. I will put important on the next to the important chapters. Let's move on to the clip then. Alright, so guys, you guys know we're playing a beta test game, Tarkov, right? I was watching like No Sky Tarkov's video, and at the end he was saying like, we are beta testers, we should be like obligated to testing the game and then reporting the bugs. And I was like, wait, I remember signing up for that. You know, like I just thought how I bought the game was, why I bought the game was because my friend told me to join up the game, and then I was like, I kind of wanted to try out the game, and I didn't really read any license of agreements or what was the name of it? License agreement or rules of the game or the privacy policy. I never ever read about those. I think I read like one of the games, whatever I played. I never read these. And my friend just asked me to play the game with him. So I was like, okay. And then like I saw the price and I was like, fuck you, man. I'm not gonna play this stupid game, because if you see the price is immense. You guys all know that, right? $50 for a unfinished game. I mean, $45, but. And I said fuck you to my friend, and then I watched him play, and then I was like, okay, this game looks kind of cool. And then I watched. And I got into the how to buy the game, how to install the game. And I guess I heard from, like, I watched the single YouTube video talking about you can buy this game and play this game by doing this, and that with Korean version of it. And I was like, okay. And then I think he said at the end of the video saying that, oh, this game is a beta game or alpha test, so you might have a lot of bugs, so don't blame me or something like that. That's all I knew, and I bought the game. To be honest, I didn't read any rules of the game or license agreement or privacy policy. But guys, if you are doing like a contract, you gotta read all these, right? But also, if you're just playing games, who's gonna read all these? I know nobody fucking reads all these. Does anyone on the chat read these? Tarkov is stupidly expensive? Yeah. Never. Nah, I never read them. See, as you guys see from the fucking chat, I mean, not fucking chat, very good chat. Chat talking, you guys can see that nobody reads these shit. But I kind of read it and I was like actually surprised. There are a couple of things we gotta talk about. But anyways, I promise I will read everything. I'll read everything and try to summarize the important parts. But I'm gonna put the clip of me reading actual everything, because some of you guys will still not believe that I read everything, so I'm gonna read everything, every single one of them. I don't think anyone would want to read these, so I'm gonna do it for you guys. Let's actually read these parts first. I'm not gonna read the whole thing on the website, everything. So, Escape from Tarkov pre-order beta test is available, right? There's standard edition, edition, dark edition, and they all have different options. Guarantees instant access. Actually, let's go to the last one, because everybody loves EOD edition, right? Guaranteed instant access to the closed beta. Right now, we are on the status of closed beta, guys. Digital copy preload. Okay, digital copy of it. And the huge size of stash. Woohoo! Pay to win. Additional equipment and resources in stash. Woo! More pay to win, see? So much difference between EOD and the standard edition. Standard edition have no shit. Oh, they do have some shit, but like it has big difference. Anyways, you guys can check out those on like actual people comparing the stash between the stash. Initially good standing with all in-game traders. They have more you guys all know the reputation and unique in-game ID. What? Unique in-game ID? What the fuck is that supposed to be? What, naming myself? That's a EOD thing? Standard can have that? What's a fucking unique in-game ID? Oh, your name becomes golden crown. Oh. That was kind of obvious, but I was stupid. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. And free access to all subsequent DLCs, Season Pass. They don't even have Season Pass, but they kind of changed this to Arena. I guess Arena and like some of the access to the additional maps. Nikita and Tarkov TV kind of talked about it, but like they're like not actually really changing it on this side. So the people who buys it right now will have no clue what they're actually getting. So I kind of don't like that part. EOD is only worse if you want to sell your soul to Nikita. Yes, and most of us sold our soul. I'm pretty sure. When you place a pre-order, you automatically agree to rules of the game. So I think rules of the game is the most important part because they typed it in here. The additional fees are not included in the price, whether yada yada yada. The final costs will be presented before the payment. Different payment methods includes different fees. Okay. I mean, I can read all these, and there's like a region purchase. There's also a little bit problem with this part, which I kind of want to talk about, but I'll skip it. But we'll talk about rules of the game first because this one is the one that is right next to the pre-order. So I guess it's the most important part. Anyways, let's read the rules of the game. Version updated May 29th, 2018. It's fucking 7 years ago. No, 5 years ago. Nothing has changed. These rules of the game regulate the relations between Battlestate Games Limited, Illegal Address WeWork, Aviation House, 125 Kingsway, London, United Kingdom, WC2B. Do I have to read all these? I'm already regretting this. Another person that, with the consent of Battlestate Games Limited, grants you the right to use the game hereinafter. Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor, and you, the end user of the game, the computer game, Escape from Tarkov, hereinafter the user, hereinafter separately referenced as the party and jointly as the parties. Oh my god, this is already so hard. This is so tiring. The rules of the game constitute a key documentary in accordance with the license agreement between the licensor and you, and regulate the rules for using the game, as well as the user's liability for breaching the rules of the game. What? What does that mean? So they're just saying, based on these documents, we will regulate whatever you do. I think they are saying that, right? Number 1, terms used in the rules of the game. Oh my god, they have all the terms. Do I have to read all these? Oh my god, it's gonna take forever. 1.1 account. The account, the user profile created by the user and belongings to Battlestate Games Limited, consisting in the aggregate of user data stored on the game's resources for identification, authentication of the user thereof, and provision of access to the user's personal data, settings, and statistics in the game, as well as to any similar information and functional of the game. So it's basically saying that what account means. Terms used in the rules of the game. They're just telling you these words are the words for what we are using, the meaning of the words. I don't think I'm gonna read all that. Yeah, I don't think that is that important. If it's important, you guys can check it out by yourselves. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna read all these. So they're stalking us? No. Yeah, I don't think I have to read all those ones. Or should I read it? There's so much to read though. Alright, you know what? I promised myself I'm gonna read this, so I'm gonna read it. 1.2 website. The website at http://battlestategames.com or other websites of Battlestate Games Limited relating to the game, including all subdomains. .3 game client means the part of the game to be installed on the user's PC. Okay, that's really good to know. Number 1.4 game means multiplayer computer game Escape from Tarkov, being a software consisting of a set of data and comments, as well as audiovisual images produced thereby hereinafter. The data and comments activated consecutively and to obtain a result corresponding to the game scenario. The software also includes game resources, supplementary and update elements to the game, patches, okay, as well as databases. Elements of the game include but are not limited to the following: object code, individual software instructions, any names, including names of places, game points, and the like. Game scenarios and individual parts thereof, character, text, fonts, audio sequence, visual sequence, interfaces, characters, their appearance, and accessories, and the like. Dude, I should listen to my teacher a little bit more. How to read faster. Game resources number 1.5 means all servers, softwares, portals. Portals? Okay. Sci-fi. Websites and databases relating to the game and located, among other things, on the website battlestate.com or other websites of Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor relating to the game, including all subdomains. Number 1.6 content means the details, including but not limited to software, technologies, text materials. Oh my god, my brain's fucking dead. Publications on forums, publications in chat rooms, mini applications, messages, references, emails, music, audio materials, graphic materials, photographs, and video materials, as well as layout and external attributed of the website and the game. Okay. Do we have to write all that? Number 1.7 user materials means information materials created or uploaded by the user, including but not limited to account characters, publications on forums, publications in chat rooms, voice chat, functions for exchange of messages, information about the user, audio visual materials, amateur literary works. What does that mean? Including ones created by users on the subjects of the game. Illustrative materials, including ones created by users on the subjects of the game. Musical materials, and any other information materials provided by users during gameplay. Okay. Number 8. Oh, we're almost down there. Number 1.8 platform means the game operator, namely BattleState Games Limited or other platforms, web applications, and social networks that are game operators with the consent of BattleState Games Limited. Ugh. Already so tired. Okay, we're at the juicy part now. Number 2, rules for using the game. But I'll read the chat real quick. This is a nice bedtime story. Yeah, you guys are about to sleep, right? This is too much for my brain. Me too. Good old copyright. Yeah, I can almost guarantee you are the first person to read it. Maybe, dude, Frothy, you might be right. This is something an overprotective mother would do before buying you a game. Reading everything. I'm your overprotective mothers, okay, guys? Hashtag fuck rules. KXMTAR. TF2 is better than Tarkov. Gumball. Okay. Super Gold chat. Hey, just got there. What is the worst stuff you found so far? The rules up for this game. The rules for using the game. That's the worst part of this game, man. Okay. Now we gotta read number 2. Rules for using the game. Number 2.1. Game users. Number 2.1.1. If you are under 18 years of age, very important part, guys. Unless the legislation of the country in which you live provides for other age restrictions, ask one of your parents or your legal guardian to read and accept these rules of the game on your behalf before you start using the game. If you're underage, ask your mother or father if I can play the game. Okay, kids? It's that simple. You don't get to play Tarkov, actually. No parent's gonna let you play this stupid game, but don't come to my stream or in the game and saying that, can I have that hex screen? Can I have that? Can I not die? Very important part, so I'm gonna clip that part. If you, or in relevant cases, one of your parents or your legal guardian do not agree these rules of the game, you are prohibited from using or accessing the game or any part thereof by registering an account or using the game. You represent and warrant that you are an individual over the age of 18 years. Unless why did they write down 1818? Unless the legislation of the country that in which you provides for other age restrictions, or an individual whose legal guardian has accepted and agreed to use to these rules of the game. They're exactly saying the same thing twice. Why? They made me spend a couple of minutes to do that. Okay. Number 2.1.2. I'll read the chat after reading number 2. Before reading number 2.2, okay? You agree that you will not consciously permit use of or provisions of access to the game. Oh, mistype. BSGL mistype. Game by persons under 18 years of age. Unless blah 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 again. Unsupervised by one of the parents or the legal. What? You agree that you will not consciously permit use of the permission. Huh? Wait. Oh, okay. I guess that's how it goes. Number 2.1.3. The user agrees that the game might include sound or video effects that, under certain circumstances, might cause epileptic or other disorders of neurological nature in persons inclined thereto. Typo again. And confirms that they do not suffer from the given disorders and will not use the game in that case. I think they're talking about like the flashbangs. Too much flashes in the game and will make neurological problems, and then it's a serious issue. I know. I don't know why I joked about that. Number 2.1.4. If anyone in your family has previously demonstrated symptoms of epilepsy, is similar stuff, fist or loss of consciousness under the impact of flashing lights, see a physician before beginning to use the game. If during the game you or your child develops the following symptoms: dizziness, blurred vision, twitching of that's exactly what I'm having. What the fuck? Loss of consciousness, disorientation, any involuntary movement or conversions. Stop using the game and see the physician immediately. No, I gotta see the doctor. Do I exactly have this? Dizziness. I have always dizziness, about to puke whenever I play the game. Blurred vision. I'm always blurred with the vision. I can't see shit. Twitching of the eyes or muscles because I play this game. Loss of consciousness. This is exactly all of you guys when you're playing the game, right? Disorientation, of course, again, and the involuntary movement and Maybe I should not joke about that. Okay, number 2.1.5. The user understands, accepts, and agrees that regular, long-term, continuous use of a personal computer or other technical device might cause various physical disorders. No, including eyesight deterioration, scoliosis, various neurosis, and other adverse effects of the body. Oh my god, are we agreed to that? No. This was one of the things that I was gonna accuse BSG of. The user guarantees that they will use the game exclusively for a reasonable period of time. No! With breaks and for rest and other steps to prevent any physical disruption. No! Dude, you guys are all not keeping the promise on this part. Stop playing the game, guys. Play for the reasonable period of time. Oh my god, BSG already told us to. We're so screwed, guys. We didn't follow any of these rules. Okay, I'll read the chat real quick. Nobody followed these rules. Fluffy, 25 hours a day is a reasonable time. We all breaking these rules. Yeah, exactly. Every raid that I play in Tarkov drops my IQ by 3. Fluffy. It's a vent. I have low testosterone from Tarkov. Legal speak equal, non-equal English? What does that mean? Fluffy, the 8 flashlight MPX is the only way you have a seizure from this game. No, I always have seizure. Catastrophe reading. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing it for you because you guys are never gonna do it. I'm exactly doing it for you. Evic, children's are banned. Yeah, you guys are banned. Get the fuck out. Fluffy, mommy, can you buy the Caltech RFB from Target? Okay. Yeah, I'll read the rest again. Oh my god, this is... Wait, where's the bar thing? It's here still? Are you serious? How... I've been reading for half an hour and this is where I came and I have these still... No, man. Maybe I should... Yeah, maybe I should... exclude the privacy pro. Let's try it. Let's do it until I puke. Number 2.2, technical conditions for using the game. Number 2.2.1, to use the game, you need to create an account. Wow. Dude, I just noticed that. To use the game, you need to create an account. Number 2.2.2, to create an account, an email address is needed. You will also be required to provide certain information, detailed descriptions of the information that you will need to provide. See the confidently, I'm not gonna see that, guys. Okay, you guys can check those out. Which is the key document. The user shall provide reliable and precise information when setting up an account. Okay, number 2.2.3. In the process of setting up the account, you will need to give a username and or person for use in the game and on the website. What? Usernames and persons are linked to your account. Okay, very good to know. Number 2.2.4. The user has the right to use the game using the account they set up previously according to the rules and principles established in this document and or on the website. Okay. Number 2.2.5. If you download and use the game with the help of account created by the platform, the licensor automatically sets up an account for you in the game. Typo. In the game on the basis of the data transmitted by the platform. Wait, is that actually a typo? Oh, that is a typo. Oh wait, I can make it this big? Holy moly! Okay. No, I should have done it from like this from the start. No way, man. Okay. Data transmitted to the platform. All the rules and instructions. Oh my god, these guys never do space, man. These guys never do the space between the words. Oh, this is so disturbing. All the rules and the instructions contained in this document and also apply to an account set up in this way. The licensor is not liable for any problems connected with your account on the platform, including ones with using your account on the platform, and does not consider any claims in relation to the account on the platform. I have no clue what the fuck they're saying. They said like a couple of things how should I say it? They say it so many times. I don't get it. To be honest. Number 2.2.6. Should questions arise concerning setting up an account, please contact the licensor by email at support@battlestategames.com. You guys all know that nobody uses that for that, right? Everybody uses for the bugs in the game, which doesn't even work that much. Alright, number 2.2.7. In addition, in order to use the game, the user needs, depending on the technical specifies of the game, to install independently the game client on the PC or other device with the necessary technical characteristics, or log in to the game online or perform other required actions. The game clients may be distributed by Battlestate Games Limited and or persons authorized thereby via internet. What? They're talking about you gotta install the game, right? Make it so difficult. Number 2.2.8. The game may be used exclusively in interactive online mode, so the user needs to ensure internet connection. So this is the part where the SPT kind of comes in. They already made you to contract this shit, so you should be not playing SPT, guys, okay? I don't know. Number 2.2.9. The game is used via outside platforms with which the licensor and or Battlestate Games Limited collaborates on a partnership basis from the relevant websites using corresponding registration data. What? My brain is already not moving, guys. What does this mean? The game is used via outside platforms with which the limited collaborates on a partnership basis. Huh? Whatever. I don't think that's like that important. Before I read number 2.3, I'll read the chat, okay? Gumball SPT is just offline mod but more fun. Mashimaru, how are you doing? You think I'm doing good? In order to play Tarkov, you may need a monitor. Yes. True, true. Facts. Fluffy, in order to play Tarkov, you need to exist. Yes. The van to do. You think we signed our happiness away by not dying as a Timmy? Okay, you guys are just fooling around. Alright, I'll read number 2.3. Other conditions for using the game. Other conditions for using the game. Number 2. Wait. What was the before one? I already forgot. Technical conditions for using the game. Okay. I don't understand the last part of it. But anyways, number 2.3. Other conditions for using the game. In order to use the game, in addition to accepting these rules of the game, the user must accept the terms of the license agreement, the confidentiality policy, and forum rules. So yeah, you guys can check those out too. I'm gonna read the license agreement because I think they have the important parts here. Wait, let me check. Yeah, this one, the privacy part doesn't really have any important parts that we need to know. Only the license agreement and the rules of the game. Okay. Number 2.3.2. If you do not accept these rules of the game or the terms of the license agreement, the confidentiality policy, and you do not have the right to use the game. Guys, already we violated too many rules of the game, so we should not be playing this game. Even though you paid. Gotcha. Number 2.4, account confidentiality. Very interesting part, right? Number 2.4.1, the user... Wait, I'll read the chat real quick. I don't have right to use the game. Yeah, exactly. Number 2.4.1. The user does not have the right to provide... Actually, let's actually do it like this. Or... Oh my god, what am I doing? Never mind, I'll just read it. I was trying to like make the chat more vivid, but it's gonna be difficult. I can make a background, I guess? Now let's just go with it. Number 2.4.1. The user does not have the right to provide any other persons with their username or character's name. It is prohibited to use a user or character's name that is used by another person. Is obscene, derogatory, or otherwise breaks these rules. Well, I don't get it. The user does not have the right to provide any other persons with their username. Are they talking about account sharing? I kind of understand it like that. Does anybody understand what they're saying? I don't get it. Can't share accounts? It kind of sounds like that, but it also doesn't sound like that. It is prohibited to use a user or character's name that is used by another person. Yeah, I think it's the account sharing. Okay. Number 2.4.2. You are required to ensure... Why do I pronounce it like that? Anyways, ensure confidently of all information connected with your account. So don't account share and tell everybody or come to the streamer and say, oh, my account got hacked, even though I borrowed my account to my friend. Okay? It's that simple, guys. Don't account share. You must not disclose to anyone the registration date or your account or password, secret questions, or the answer to it. This applies equally to your friends, children, spouse, colleagues, members, and any other persons. Exactly, guys. No account sharing, okay? Reading is never fun. That's why I'm reading for you. Number 2.4.3. You are reliable for any deeds and actions performed using your account, and for all violations of these rules of the game committed using your account as a result of deliberate omission or action in relation to the information on your account. We bear no liability toward you for any losses or harm incurred as a result of unsanctioned use of your account or unsanctioned use, amendment, adjustment, and or disclosure of your personal information as a consequence of actions or omissions in relations to... Yeah, this is again, guys. If you do account sharing and then ask BSG to, hey, my account got hacked, please reboot. Guys, it's just stupid, okay? Number 2.4.4. You are required to ensure protection, and also, guys, I gotta talk about it real quick. There's so many fucking chat or in my Discord say that their account got hacked, or like their stuffs got deleted. But whenever I ask them, did you share that account to someone, or did you click in some porn website to randomly link? They will never answer. They'll be like, uh-oh, and then they'll leave. They never gave me an answer. So BSG has complete reason to say that. Number 2.4.4, you are required to ensure protection of your account and hardware against access to by third parties. The user shall promptly notify BattleState Limited Games Limited and or the licensor by email if they became aware of unsanctioned use of their account or other security breaches. Oh, they do tell you. Tell BSG. Okay, that's good. Any actual or potential use in relation to the game of tools for gaining an unlawful access to the information resources. Okay. Number 2.4.5. BattleState Games Limited uses electronic and administrative methods for security purposes and to preclude unsanctioned access, use, amendments, adjustments, and or disclosure of your personal information. So they are saying they have all your personal information, okay? Even though BattleState Games Limited applies all the requisite measurements to protect your personal information, data uploaded onto the internet and transmitted via the internet, as well as personal information stored on the servers of BattleState Games Limited, the platform and the licensor, as well as other servers for third parties and used for operating and servicing the game, might be subject to attack, and BattleState Games Limited does not guarantee their safety. So guys, even though you are sharing your personal information to BSG, they will not guarantee the possibility of getting hacked. Your personal informations. You guys all got bamboozled. You guys shared your account and your personal information to BSG, but they're not gonna give a fuck if they get hacked or whatever, okay? Yeah, it's not their fault. You signed for it. This is exactly the rules of the game. Whenever you're buying, you're signing up to the contract. Oh my god. Woo! Where are we? We are halfway there. No. Okay. Andreas, my account got hacked. Please help. Haha. Okay, guys, give me a break. Holy shit, my throat hurts. Is anybody still alive? I would fall asleep while reading this. Whenever I'm like lying on the bed and watching the stream, I would fall asleep. But who cares? I need to make this one thing sure. Okay, number 2.5. Game users' obligations when using the game. Number 2.5.1. not to use the contact information of other game users for distributing undesirable information, spam, or post intellectual products in the game without the consent of their right holders. So don't share your contact information to any other gamers, okay? Don't tell your fucking home address to tell them, dude, if you want to actually fight with me, come over to my house. I'll punch you and kick you in the ass. And that's all your fault, okay? Number 2.5.2. Not to post within the game personal information about third parties without their consent, including home address, telephone number, passport details. What? You guys, there are some people who shares passport details? Damn. Number 2.5.3. Not to post within game any advertisements, commercial offers, campaigning, or any other information unless agreed with. Oh my god. I'm caught. I always say random Chinese players to check out VeryBadSCAV TTB. Fuck. Number 2.5.4. Not to post within the game any materials. What does that mean? Humiliating or dishonoring other users or third parties or links to such materials. Yeah, don't name yourselves fucking racist names, guys. It's so annoying. Number 2.5.5. Not to post or otherwise use within in the game any obscene or indecent words or expressions, including using the name. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Derogatory names, guys. The same thing I just said. Number 2.5.6. Not to post within the game any malware or links that might contain or do. Dude, these are all just like general human thing. Not even the only the game thing. Number 2.5.7. Not to post within the game any materials of a pornographic nature or link thereto. What? 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 What are these that? I mean, it's not pornography, but oh, what? Did they change this? What? I don't know. Number 2.5.8. Not to post within the game any threats, exhortations to violence or performance of illegal acts. Yeah, they always say, I'm gonna fucking kill ya! In the game, and we're like reading these rules of games. Number 2.5.9. Not to post within the game any materials with elements of violence, cruelty, racial, ethnic, or religious discord or links to such materials. I mean, they're talking about materials, so it's perfectly fine for you to say racist stuff, because I heard it a lot. Number 2.5.10. Not to advocate or demonstrate within the game of any Nazi, extremist, or other equivalent attributes or symbols, or to perform any actions designed to rehabilitate Nazism. Oh my god. Number 2.5.11. Not to advocate within the game any criminal or other unlawful activities or post instructions for performing unlawful actions. Okay. Number 2.5.12. Not to post within the game any other information that, in the opinion of Battlestate games, okay, is undesirable. Woo, okay, this is pretty harsh. Not to post within the game any other information that, in the opinion of Battlestate Games Limited, is undesirable or violates the rules of morality and ethics, or affect legislation. I don't know if I'm misunderstanding this. So it basically means do not post anything that we don't like. game devs don't like. Do not post anything the game devs don't like. It sounds like that. Number 2.5.12, I think is the most important part. Whew. Alright, I'll read the chat real quick now. Russia moment, stop posting porn. No Tarkov sex. No sex? Russia still hates German symbol. I think everybody hates German symbol. On that one, on that specific one. Why do I need a Korean ID to make a Korean account for Valorant? I don't know. There's a Valorant user. Guys, kick him out. Traitor. He plays Valorant. What the fuck? Okay, number 2.6. Used by the parties of the content, user materials, websites of third parties during use of the game. Number 2.6.1. The game contains a large scope of content. The user accesses individual content only online, and such access depends on the scope of the rights to use the game granted to the user by the license agreement. Oh my god, guys, my brain is slowing down. So it's basically saying that I don't know. I don't think it's important, right? Only online and such music end. On the scope of the rights of the user. I don't get it, guys. Number 2.6.2. The content and all intellectual properties rights thereto belong to BattleState Games Limited and or the licensor. Exactly, that's why I got copy striked on one of my videos, which was, to be fair, was a cheater clip. I was like interviewing a cheater, and he showed his screen, and I showed it on my YouTube channel, and then BSG got angry because it was getting 100k views. So I was basically promoting the cheat, so they were like, bah, 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 bah. They didn't say anything actually, they just copyright strike right away. So yeah, they could do that anytime, anywhere. So just notice that, okay, guys? Notice that, senpai. Everybody. Also, the opposite of senpai. If you want to do YouTube contests of Tarkov, you guys might want to know about this. All right. Number 2.6.3. Rights to use the content are granted to the user in connection with provision thereto of... Wait. Is this the word? I thought it was a typo. Oh no, it was a typo. It's like a word. Of the rights to use the game within the scope set by the license agreement and these rules of the game. The user does not have the right without the licensor's written permission. Okay, number 2.6.3.1. To copy or download content from the game or part thereof other than within the scope of the... Number 2.6.3.2. To distribute, publicly reproduce or demonstrate, lease out, sell, transfer, publish, dupe, copy, create derivatives. Ooh, SPT. Ooh, SPT. These sub-license. Ooh, cheat. This decompile, disassemble. Uh-oh, data miners. Uh-oh. Reverse engineer. Uh-oh. Or otherwise use the content by any unsanctioned method. Okay. Number 2.6.3.3. To use the content for commercial commercial purposes. So anybody who YouTubes or Twitches with the ad with Tarkov, no, to gain a profit, no. It's exactly me or YouTube content creators. I mean, to be honest, we do like win-win situation. We kind of promote their game and we profit from the ad revenue. So I think they're like silently agreeing with this can be violated. It's not violating. I don't know. It might be a little bit different from this. Anyways. Yeah, it's kind of different actually. Yeah. Number 2.6.3.4 to delete, conceal, or amend notices of copyright, patents, trademarks, and other ownership rights posted in the content. Okay. 2.6.4 Battlestate Game Limited provides the user with the content in the process of use by the user of the game in observance of the following conditions and specifics. Oh shit. Number 2.6.4.1 user has an access to the content within the reason of purchase. I kind of want to talk about this a lot, but I'll just skip it. Number 2.6.4. I'll talk it real quick. I don't know why the price kind of differs between the region. There might be a reason, but even though I buy something different, let's just skip that. Number 2.6.4.2. The user receives the content only from Battlestate Games Limited and or persons authorized thereby. It is prohibited to receive or try to obtain the content from third parties, there was a scam on Steam platform. You guys remember? There was a fake BSG, fake Battlestate Games, fake Escape from Tarkov, which was pretty interesting. They got shut down pretty quick. Number 2.6.4.3. Battlestate Games Limited reserves the right to refuse to satisfy a request from the user to acquire content and the right to restrict or block requests to acquire or receive content at its own discretion. What? Given relevant grounds, in particular technical problems and or legal restrictions, such as under the legislation on protection of copyright, the criminal legislation, okay, the legislation on protection of the rights of minors, okay. Pretty fair. Number 2.6.4.4. Battlestate Games Limited does not guarantee constant access to any content in all countries or geographical regions or any relevant time, nor does Battlestate Game Limited guarantee that it will continue to offer specific content for determined. Okay, this is a pretty important part actually. They're literally saying they can cut you off from the game right away whenever they feel like it. Oh my god, okay. It's not even because the region might not let you play the game, but it's just like they just don't guarantee providing constant access to the game. Wow, this is pretty interesting to be honest. For me. Huh. Okay. I mean, it can be translated into thinking that, oh, I mean, we said we're gonna put like this feature, but nah, never mind, we're not gonna put that feature in. It might be just that, but it also means, oh, I don't like your country, I'm gonna not let you play the game. Boop. Even though you paid $140. Alright guys, that is the beta tester's destiny. I think this is pretty important part. Okay. Number 2.6.4.5. The content to which the user gains access is not subject to return or exchange for other content or cash, goods, and services unless otherwise envisaged by the rules of the game. What? So it's like selling the account, it seems like. Yeah, right. I know there's like a bunch of people selling the account, and there's even like a website professional to do like professional account selling websites, right? I've never been there, but I know it exists. Anyways, get them. Well, the hackers are more important anyways. They might be focusing on that. Number 2.6.4.6. Battlestate Games Limited has the right to make periodical amendments or updates to the content. Very important part again. Whereupon Battlestate Games Limited published a detailed... This is very important part actually. This is the part where I decided to make a video and the stream. So they're saying Battlestate games have the right to make amendments and updates to the game anytime when they want. But they said, whereupon Battlestate Games Limited published a detailed description of all the changes in the news section of the relevant website, which they never do. They do just a little. Just a little. You guys understand what I'm saying? This is the most freaking important part of all these rules of the game or the license agreement. They promised they will publish a detailed description of all the changes. All the changes in the news section, which they never do. Do they? Let's check out on the news section. Oh, Chronicles of Ridley Season Part 2. An update. Well, they do share this one, but they never share the part where data miners kind of find out, like, ooh, random ergonomic changes, ooh, or actually really big changes where they put like you guys all know they always hide changes. They always do the submarine updates. Anyways, I think this is the most important part, number one important part. Okay, so I'm gonna clip that part. Oh my god, this is so tiring. Spend an hour now. Okay, number 2.6.5. The user has the right to create user websites in relation to any of the games of Battlestate Games Limited in observance of the conditions set forth in these rules of the game. So you can make like Discord servers, or like, I think they're talking about like Tarkov changes. I don't think they want you to do the data mines based on some of the subjects we talked about. Number 2.6.6. On some websites, Battlestate Games Limited specially indicates separate content such as images, graphic images, and illustrated materials and trademarks belonging to Battlestate Game Limits as intended for use on user websites. In these rules of the game, specially indicated content is called content for user websites. Okay. Oh my god, this 2.6 point whatever is like taking forever. Okay. Number 2.6.7. Right to use the content are granted to the users for reproduction and subsequent distribution of the content on user websites in observance of the following conditions. This is the part where we talked about the content creators, I think. Kinda. Number 2.6.7.1. You confirm and agree that Battlestate Game Limits retains ownership rights to the content for user websites and is entitled to make changes, delete, supplement, or otherwise modify it anytime. Okay. Or user websites? YouTube content or Twitch content are not exactly like that, I guess. Number 2.6.7.2. You agree to include notices of trademarks, copyrights, and other ownership rights of Battlestate Games Limited and or its authorized persons if content for user website is shown, if Battlestate Games Limited so demands, and by the means selected by Battlestate Games Limited for this purpose. What? So yeah, it's just watermarks, I think. Number 2.6.7.3. You agree to observe the instructions for using the content and or the game furnished from time to time by Battlestate Games Limited. Wow, okay. They're straining me. Okay, number 2.6.7.4. You do not have the rights to delete or change any identifying information or information about management of copyrights provided together with the copies of the content for user websites, including in digital format, or to challenge the ownership to the content of the user websites. Uh-oh. I should be not modifying my pom-pom hats in my channel, maybe. Number 2.6.7.5. You do not have the rights to use or utilize trademarks, that are confusingly similar to the content for user websites. Okay. Number 2.6.7.6, it is prohibited. So wait, maybe I should be using Battlestate Games title or the trademark or the symbol. It's not saying that, right? Number 2.6.7.6, it is prohibited to publish on user website any that... I still can't read that. It's kind of actually... it's a little bit dangerous to read that, actually. I'm not going to read that. Or illegal materials or materials that violate the rights of third parties or cause or might cause harm to the reputation of Battlestate Games. Ooh. That's also kind of strong. So any materials, illegal materials that violate the rights of the third parties use, third party harm to the reputation of Battlestate Games. Ooh, okay, that's scary. Number 2.6.77. Unless expressly permitted in these rules of the game, you are prohibited from leasing out, reproducing, amending, or translating the content for user websites into other languages, adapting, or otherwise using the content without the direct written permission of Battlestate Games. This part I want to talk about real quick. Long time ago, there was a Korean user who sent BSG, can you please use this script to translate whole game? And they sent the whole script to Battlestate Games like a couple of years ago. They never adapted, but recently they adapted it using the script that the Korean sent because it had the same typo, which was pretty interesting. Just saying. Number 2.6.7. Dude, how long is this shit? Oh, I'm almost there though. 2.6.7.8. You do not have the rights to use or attempt to use the content for user websites or commercial purposes or to gain a profit. Oh no. Such as by selling subscriptions to your user website. No! Is it talking about YouTube or Twitch? It's not exactly the same as that, like, right? It's not exactly the... Oh my god, whatever. I'll just talk about real quickly. I don't think it's talking about YouTube or Twitch because it's like a personal user website. So overall, all these talks are not YouTube or Twitch because they are a platform, not a user website. I guess it might be the same thing. I don't know. Woohoo! Without the direct written permission of Battlestate Games Limited. I don't think anyone has that. Maybe big streamers and big YouTubers have that. Maybe. I don't know. Number 2.6.8. If the user fails to observe the conditions of the rules of the game regarding the procedure for using the content, Battlestate Games Limited reserves the right to close the user's account or terminate the use of the game by the user. Oh no, GOAT! No! Number 2.6.9. User create, download, and use user materials at their own risk. If you download or provide other users with your user materials by means of use of the game, Battlestate Games Limited does not control, monitor, approve, or possess your user materials, and you authorize Battlestate Games Limited to store and provide such user materials within the scope gameplay. It's a similar thing I talked about. They have your personal account, personal informations. They are not guaranteed to protect them, okay? So you guys are all screwed. Number 2.6.10. In relation to user materials created by your or user materials you wish to provide to other users, you agree to undertake to observe the following conditions. So yeah, those share account basically. Oh my god. Number 2.6.10.1. Any part of the user materials that includes intellectual property of Battlestate Games Limited belongs to Battlestate Game Limited, okay? 2.6.10.2. You are prohibited from downloading user materials belonging to other persons, obviously, without relevant permission from the right holder, obviously. It's such a, like, normal thing that everybody needs to know, which everybody don't really, Yeah, follow. Number 2.6.10.3, you are prohibited from downloading user materials. Oh my god, my throat hurts so bad, guys. You are prohibited from downloading user materials violating the intellectual property rights or confidentiality policy or other rights of third parties, as well as ones that are illegal or break these rules of the game. Okay, I don't know, my focus is so down now. Number 2.6.10.4, you waive the right to lodge claims against us in relation to your personal non-property or analogous rights to the user materials. Guys, I was gonna read the chat whenever the chapter finishes, but the chapter is not ending. Number 2.6.10.5, you bear personal liability for your user materials. Battlestate Games Limited does not make any preliminary check on all the user materials and does not approve, confirm, or conduct or preliminary checks on the user materials you or other users might provide during gameplay. See, again, they're saying this for the third time. They don't care about your they're not gonna protect your personal information, okay? They got your personal information, but they're not gonna protect you, okay? Number 2.6.10.6. You're prohibited from announcing or assuming in any way that the user materials have been approved or supported by or connected with Battlestate Games Limited, okay? Number 2.6.10.7. The user materials must comply with the applicable legislation and must not contain materials considered to be insulting. How do I read this? It's so it's denigrating. I'm just gonna read it like that. Or illegal, or that might damage the reputation or image of again the reputation. We should not dare touch the reputation or image of Battlestate Games, okay, guys? No, it's not the point, but anyways. Number 2.6.10.8, you bear full liability for all the user materials you create in certain circumstances. Battlestate Games Limited has the right to assume obligations and liability in relations to user materials. Battlestate Games Limited does not provide any support in connection with the user materials. They're saying it for the first time. Number 2. Oh my god, we're almost there. Number 2.6.10.9. If in the opinion of Battlestate Games Limited, user materials used for downloaded by you violate any of the given conditions, Battlestate Games Limited has the right to delete, block, edit, move, or switch off such user materials, such as my YouTube channel, YouTube videos, I think. Number 2.6.10.10. If you violate any of the given conditions, Battlestate Game Limited reserves the right to suspend or close access to your user materials and to take any other measures it deems advisable. Okay. Number 2.6.11. The game may include hyperlinks to websites administered by third parties, including advertisers and other providers of information materials. Such sites might collect data or request person information from you. Personal. Battlestate Games Limited does not control such websites and is not reliable for their information materials, confidentiality policy or procedure for gathering, using, and disclosing any information received thereby. I think they're talking about like Twitch drops. So if you connect your account and provide your personal data to create an account in Twitch to get the Twitch drops, they don't care. They're not gonna do anything for you. And we're at number 3, liability of the user for breaking the rules of the game. Okay, that took almost a half hour, and I'll read the chat real quick. floppy. Okay. Stay fade. It's basically saying that they don't secure your credit card info, just like how easy it is to okay. Yeah, I know. Fable and Pibble and Fluffy. I know what you guys are saying, but you can cut out the middle part and say, "Oh, this guy is racist." You know, that's why I'm not reading it. All right, there's not much chat because like I think most of the chat are sleeping now after me reading this much. So okay, we're almost there though, almost there. Holy shit! But this is not the only one. I have another one. Ah, so much. Oh, okay. Number 3, liability of the user for breaking the rules of the game. Number 3.1, if you break these rules of the game, Battlestate game limits and or the licensors has the right at its justified discretion and depending on how serious the breach is to adopt certain or all the other blow measures. 3.1.1, to suspend your account for a short time determined at the discretion of Battlestate Games Limited and or of the licensor. So they're basically saying that they're gonna ban you for something that you do RMT or cheat. They did talk about it on the upper part. Number 3.1.2, to suspend your account for a longer period determined at the discretion of the... Yep. Number 3.1.3, to terminate your account and cancel the license agreement. Very scary, right? So they will literally cancel your game. So you gotta be careful not to cheat, okay? Number 3.2, in the event of a first, not gross, and repairable violation, if permitted by the circumstances, Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor will grant you 14 calendar days to eliminate it. Oh, okay. Otherwise, Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor will send you a notice of impending closure of the account. What? You do? I thought you guys just directly banned them. Was there a lot of stories about that? Insta ban button. Remember? Insta ban button by streamers and also insta ban button by the developers who got angry at the gameplay of some good gamer doing hipfire, pre-fire. And they will be like, nah, this guy is cheating. Ban. You don't get 14 days? Are they talking about that? Like asking for a review for 14 days? I think it's like that. I don't know. I should say I don't know. I do know. Number 3.3. If Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor suspends access to your account, you will be unable to log into your account or to use the game for the relevant period. Okay. If Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor closes your account and cancels the license agreement, you will no longer be able to log into your account. Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor also has the right to prohibit for you access to use of the game in the future. Number 3.4, Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor may or also suspend your access to the functions of the game chat, in which case, for the relevant period, you'll be able to play the game and read the game chat of other players, but not participate in the game chat yourself. Okay. It's like a ban in Twitch too. Number 3.5, Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor closes your account and cancels the license agreement only for weighty reasons. When Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor considers temporary measurements to be inadequate. Such reasons might include, for instance, gross violation of these rules of the game, the forum rules of the confidentiality, as well as multiple violations of those rules of the game, the forum rules, the confidentiality policy, or any of these documents. Analogous. Okay. Terms might be applied in the events of gross violation or multiple violation of license agreement or the individual rules of the game. Okay. If in your opinion Battlestate Games Limited has suspended or closed your in error, please email. Yeah, email them, okay? Don't ask me, guys. Don't please ask me that you got suspended or banned or whatever. Don't ask me. I got nothing to do with these guys. Okay? Oh my god, we're almost there. Number 4, amendments and addenda. Addenda? To the rules of the game. Number 4.1, periodically, Battlestate Games Limited has the right to amend and supplement these rules of the game for the purpose, for example, of including information about new products or game or services, increasing our user security, or in connection with amendments to the legislation. Battlestate Games Limited notifies users of introduction of such changes into these rules of the game to the email address specified by the user when registering the account. You accept such changes unless you notify Battlestate Games Limited that you disagree with them within 10 calendar days of receiving the email notice from Battlestate Games Limited. In the email notice, Battlestate Games Limited advises you of your right and not to agree the amendments of the applied deadline for sending notifications and the legal consequences if you fail to declare your disagreement. I have no clue what he's saying. It's so long. Number 4.2. If you disagree with any amendments of which you have been noticed. Actually, to be honest, I think I know what they're saying. They're saying that they could change this whole thing whenever they want. And you gotta agree with that. And I'm like, okay, but they didn't change since 2018 as they written down. I'm not sure if this is true. Version dated May 29th, 2018. After that, they never touched it. Or maybe they touched it, but they never changed the date, maybe. Okay. Number 4.2, if you disagree with any amendments of which you have been notified, the previous version of the relevant rules of the game remains in effect. In this case, however, Battlestate Games Limited has the right to close your account, terminate your use of the game and the license agreement by serving 14 calendar days notice on you to this effect. So to be honest, they can just ban you for whatever the reason they can think of. I mean, it's all like this, isn't it? Isn't all like online games like this? Maybe I should try to read like Call of Duty game agreements. Contact details. I mean, I'm pretty sure they just copy and pasted most of the thing. Yeah, contact details are like this. So we're done with rules of the game. I think most interesting part was this part. If we go back, this part. Battlestate Games Limited has the right to make periodical amendments or updates to the content which they are doing, wipe and updates, random updates, whereupon Battlestate Games Limited published a detailed description of all the changes. They should make this capitalized. All the changes in the news section of the relevant website. I mean, to be honest, we're not keeping any promises in here. So I think they don't have to keep the promises. Is that the logic, right, guys? But anyways, they've written it down. If you guys want to check it out, they've written out that part that they said they will share everything, but they are not sharing. That's just the part I just wanted to talk about. Okay, how much is that? That's a lot. Okay. Now we're gonna move on to license agreement, which I think I'm gonna do with a TTS this time. Give me a sec.
By downloading, uploading, copying or otherwise using the games of Battlestate Games Limited or part thereof, you hereby confirm that you have read, understood, agreed and accepted in full the license agreement below and undertake to observe it and bear liability for any violation thereof.
Thank you, Brian. I think I like this guy's voice the best. So we're gonna go with that. This version was updated at May 29th, 2018. License agreement, whenever you buy this game and play this game, you did sign this license agreement, okay? So basically what the TTS said, what Brian said was, they all have the license. You should not be doing anything about it. Alright.
The terms of the license agreement and key documents, clause 2.2 below, are essential and binding. This license agreement, the agreement, establishes the terms on which you, the user, are granted a license to install and use the computer game Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah, very common thing for any license agreement would say. So basically it's saying that you're allowed to play the game, right? Yep, install the game and then play the game.
Terms used in this agreement. 1.1. Game, multiplayer computer game Escape from Tarkov, being a software consisting of a set of data and commands, as well as audio-visual images produced thereby, hereinafter the data and commands, activated consecutively to obtain a result corresponding to the game scenario. The software also includes game resources, supplementary and update elements to the game, patches, as well as databases. Elements of the game include but are not limited to the following:
Object code, individual software and instructions, any... Oh my god, these are fucking word definitions again, right? Wait, we kind of did this before. It's almost the same, except some parts... We have new part fee. We already did the game resources, game elements, game client user, form rules. What? This is gonna be a long journey. Launcher application, parties, territory. Let's skip this part. Let's skip the part where we talk about the terms, which is the word definition basically. Let's just go for the terms for conclusions of this agreement.
(2.1). The user hereby confirms that they possess the legal capacity to conclude this agreement. If the user is a minor, under 18 years of age, or is fully or partially legally incompetent under the legislation of the user's country of residence, the user hereby confirms that they have received permission from their parents or legal representatives to conclude this agreement in the manner prescribed by law. In the interests of users with limited legal capacity, the agreement may be concluded only by their legal representatives.
It's again the same thing. You gotta have your parents' agreement, or just don't play the game under minors, underages, please. Like, you guys got Roblox. Let the old boomers play the fucking Escape from Tarkov, okay? You guys can play Roblox. There's tons of good games there. I think Roblox is better than Escape from Tarkov, anyways. All right, Brian, can you say it again?
Such a person must obtain such consent and ensure it is in place throughout the term of the agreement. The licensor may, at any time, demand such consent from the legal representatives, and it must be presented to the licensor. If it is not presented, the user loses the possibility of using the game. In addition, use of the game may be suspended/terminated by the licensor at the request of the legal representatives.
Yeah, it's really exactly the same thing, so we didn't really have to read that actually.
2.2. Before starting to use the game, the user shall acquaint themselves with and accept the conditions hereof, as well as the conditions of the following documents: confidentiality policy, rules of the game, forum rules, hereinafter the key documents.
Forum rules? That's kind of added from the rules of the game? Interesting. I thought it was going to be the exact same thing. But they added the forum rules, which is pretty interesting for me. I mean, to be honest, it's not interesting. It's like annoying. They keep adding stuff. Anyways, number 2.3 then.
2.3. This agreement is concluded when the user accepts the conditions hereof and of the key documents. Actual use of the game by the user also signifies acceptance thereby of the conditions hereof and of the key documents. Apart from the confidentiality policy, acceptance of the conditions of which requires the user's clearly expressed consent, and conclusion hereof. The user assumes the obligation to observe the conditions hereof and of the key documents from the time the agreement is concluded.
I don't think it's like really important part anyways. Subjects of the agreement. Oh my god. Okay, so it's basically talking about the license agreements, a bunch of them. Should we read all these? Actually, before that, I'll read the chat real quick. Hey, Dopeman Tassin! Haven't seen you for a while. I haven't caught you streaming in so long. Yeah, you haven't been here for a long time. I don't know. To be honest, I haven't been streaming that often recently because, you know, I've been playing Tarkov for 6 months. Fluffy, I love how you had NF music in the background since the start of the stream. Yep, I never changed because I'm not really listening to it. Getting so hot in here. I think I used too much energy on calories. Alright. Brian? Can you talk again? There you go. Number 2.3, right? Wait. It's not number 2.3. It's now number 3. What? Why could I drag that? Number 3, subject of agreement.
3.1. The licensor grants the user the right to use the game in the scope, by the means, for the term and in within the bounds of the territory specified herein or in the key documents and, or, the internet resources to which the agreement refers. The user is granted a simple, non-exclusive, license to the game, including the game client.
Yeah, so I guess they're just telling you that you can play the game. Made it really difficult, but I think that's exactly what they're saying.
.2. The license to the game, including the game client, applies to updates, additions and supplementary components that may be provided or access to which may be provided by the licensor, as well as by authorized representatives of the licensor during use by the user of the game client, other than when the right to use such updates, additions and supplementary components is granted on the basis of separate agreements.
So exactly, they're just saying if we do patches, you still get to have the patch part. It's not DLC, which kind of changed it. You guys all know that. Like, you gotta have like DLC. You gotta have EOD to actually play like co-op mods or arena, which is kind of off the term, to be honest, because they keep saying that all the updates that you can have it. They kind of changed the terms on the pre-order part. Which, I don't know, some people might not like it. I mean, I had the EOD in the first place, so I'm like, okay, but I don't think some people won't like it. Anyways.
Any updates, additions and supplements to the game client are installed in the same system folders and files on the user's PC in which the version of the game client is stored. If any material changes are made to the game client, the licensor undertakes to notify the user additionally by means not conflicting with the agreement or violating the rights and interests of the user.
Okay.
.3. The licensor operates and services the game. The user is granted the right to use the game, including the game client, exclusively by BattleState Games Limited and/or by the licensor, or their authorized representatives. 3.4. The licensor is entitled, at its own discretion, to determine the territory on which it operates and services the game and grants users the right to use the game, including the game client.
So I thought they were gonna talk about... So they keep talking about that you can play the game, you can play the game, you can play the game. With the updates and whatever you guys, they provide. He's basically just saying that. Now, this is the juicy part. User rights and bounds of use of the game. Oh, okay. Alright. Okay, I'll read it actually. Number 4.1. The user has the right to use the game in the following ways. Number 4.1.1. To reproduce the game client by installing it on their PC or other device with the requisite technical characteristics. Wait. So I guess I can install in multiple PCs, right? I think they're saying that. Number 4.1.2, to use the game via the internet by remote access to it by means of the game client in mandatory observance of the conditions of the key documents for which purpose the user has the right to create and delete an account on the terms get hereby, to use the basic functional program capability. Did I read this on the rules of the game? Capabilities of the game for obtaining and managing the game elements. C. To perform other actions permitted by the licensor. Okay. Number 4.1.3. To change the bounds of use of the game in accordance with the conditions posted on the game website. What? To change the bounds of the use of the game in accordance with the conditions posted on the website. What? Change the bounds of use of the game in accordance with the conditions posted on the game website. I don't get it. The user does not have the right. Let's just read this part. This part is the most juicy part, I think. Number 4.2.1. To distribute the game or copies thereof for commercial and non-commercial purposes, either by distributing material carriers or by posting it on the internet for provision of access thereto or downloading by specific persons or unlimited range of persons without the written permission of the licensor. So basically like cracking the game and then playing the game. It's a little bit different from SPT, I guess. Number 4.2.2, to distribute for commercial or non-commercial purposes audio-visual elements, images, or other intellectual properties present in the game, unless permitted by the licensor, including copying, transmitting, distributing, publishing, or otherwise using information and or intellectual products posted in the game website and game resources without the written permission of the licensor. That's again a little bit dangerous for the YouTubers. 4.2.3, to distribute game elements for commercial or non-commercial purposes. Number 4.2.4, to copy elements of the game unless this is expressly envisaged by this agreement or the key documents, or they might be just talking about the copied cracked game distributions. I'm not really sure. They should just tell us like that. Number 4.2.5, to reverse engineer, retrieve technology, decompose, or otherwise endeavor to retrieve the source code of software constituting an element of the game, to make any changes to the source code of the game or alter the functional of the game client. This is directly sniping the SPT, I think. But do people care? Number 4.2.6. To use the game by means other than those envisaged, I don't know, in the agreement and the rules of the game, and not envisaged by the gameplay. Oh, so the gameplay is okay? So basically YouTubers and Twitch streamers are okay, I think, in many ways when they play the game. Number 4.2.7, to translate the game into other languages without the consent of the licensor. Wow. Really? That's that bad? Okay. Number 4.2.8, to translate rights in relation to the game for commercial or non-commercial purposes to third parties, including by transferring the account, concluding an agreement or otherwise. Number 4.2.9, to use another user's account. Oh, they directly say it. No account sharing, guys. Number 4.2.10, to dispose or otherwise transfer the account or acquire another user's account, including by means of exchange or gift. Uh-oh. Really? What? What? You guys literally have purchase as gift. To dispose or otherwise transfer the account or acquire another user's account, including by means of exchange or gift. What? What is this part then? I don't get it. They might have to like update this regulations. Okay, number 4.2.11. To use automated scripts for collecting information or for any types of action with the game and its elements. Oh my god, this is directly talking about Tarkov changes. Is it? I don't know. It sounds like it. Number 4.2.12, to use the game in ways not provided for hereby and going beyond the scope of the customary gameplay. Okay. Number 4.3. Okay, I'll read the chat real quick. BG. It means giving an existing game account as a gift to someone else. Oh. So it's a little bit different from this, because I did this whenever I did like subscription giveaway. Like whenever I reached like 10k subscriber on my YouTube channel, I did a giveaway. It gave me a bunch of codes. So those are not actually accounts. Those are just codes to create accounts. So that doesn't account. But they didn't say it like that, did they? I guess they didn't say it like that. Yeah. I mean, they did say it like that, I guess. I think BG, you're right. Oh my god, I gotta read from there. Holy shit. Can we play some game, guys? Let's play a couple of games. And we're gonna read the license agreement from here, because I read most of them on the upper part. Let me drink a little bit of water. I even forgot about the number 4. So I think they're telling us what to do with number 4.3. The user shall, number 4.3, number 4.3.1, independently take steps to ensure the security of their account and prevent its unsanctioned use by third parties. The user undertakes not to disclose or transfer to third parties their identification details by which the user may be authorized. So it's saying again, just keep your account to yourself. Don't share with your friends, or we don't care if you use it on the third party like Twitch or whatever. Number 4.3.2, fulfill the instructions of Battlestate Games Limited. I don't think anybody does that. And of the licensor received individually or as part of the group. of users in the game, the user support center or the news section in the game website, in the game forum, or by other means. BattleState Games Limited and the licensor have the right to suspend, restrict, or terminate the user's right to use the game if these instructions are not observed. So yeah, they basically are gonna just suspend your account if you do not do what they say. Number 4.3.3, on the demand of BattleState Games Limited and the licensor in connection with the conclusion and performance hereof, confirm their personal or other data required for fulfilling the conditions of the agreement and observing the legislation. Under no circumstances to perform the following actions, either in full or in part: derivative works, copying or reproduction, SPT again, deciphering, source code retrieval, and cheating and SPT. Yeah, I think it has a lot of issues about SPT part. I might have to change the title. It was this title. Reading rule of game and license. But it also sounds like PSG we already signed up to the labs rat. Or maybe I should write down like we already signed up to never play SPT. Alright. Decomposition, decompilation, or creation of derivative works based on or connected with game client or directly of the game. Fraud use, offer, advertisement, provision, and or distribution of the following actions or complicity therein. Ways to override limitations, i.e. methods affecting the course of the game and or simplifying it, including code taking advantage of game vulnerability, and thus giving the user and or any other user advantages over other players not using such methods. So basically cheating and also overriding limitations also sounds like SPT also. B. Automated access to the game, bots. Oh, there's so many bots in the game though, PSG. Come on, man. Ban them. Any code and or software not expressly permitted by BSG Limited, allowing the user to manage the game and or some component or function of the game automatically, such as automatically controlling a character in the game. Dude, I had so many comments on one of my like searching videos. The teabag video, which was like basically putting a bag in the bag in the bag in the bag, like making a matrosika. There was so many comments saying that they have like some sort of like auto clicker. They can just search everything. And I was like, oh my god, they're just like coming out that they're using the software, third-party software they are supposed to not use. But who cares, really? You know? Yeah, nobody. C. Computer hacking, i.e. access to the game software or its modification by a means not expressly permitted by BattleState Games Limited. Yeah, it also sounds like cheat or SPT. SPT is on a similar line to cheat if we see in these terms. I don't know. D. Any code and or software not expressly permitted by BattleState Games Limited that may be used in connection with the game launcher application, the game and or any component or function of the game launcher application or the game for changing the course of the game and or making it easier, like add-ons, I guess. And also SPT, prohibited commercial use either in total or individual parts of the launcher application or the game for any purposes not expressly permitted by BattleState Games Limited, including, among other things, Use of the game in commercial establishments. II. Collection of game money items, materials, resources, etc. for sale outside the game. Yeah, so RMT. III. Provision of game services, such as raising the level in exchange for payment outside of the game. Yeah, carry services, obviously. IB. Transfer or facilitation of distribution by text or audio means or any other method of commercial advertising or offers through or within the scope of the game. So I guess because one video that I got copyright strike by BattleState Game Limited is the video which was talking about the cheat program. So it was like a promotion. So they copyright striked, I guess. It says cyber sport. Use of the game for organizing cyber sports or group competitions sponsored, promoted, or motivated by any commercial or non-commercial organization without obtaining an additional license from BattleState Games Limited or without obtaining the prior written consent from the... Oh, okay, interesting. So I guess like all the leagues are signed by BattleState Games, obviously, and data retrieval. Use of outside software that captures, collects, counts, or otherwise retrieves information reproduced or stored by the game launcher application or the game. At the same time, however, BattleState Games Limited has the right at its own exclusive and absolute discretion to permit use of certain outside user interfaces. This kind of sounds like Tarkov changes, but like I guess they kind of permitted them to use it, right? Right? I don't know. Use of program defects. Creation, use, or performance of game operations by exploiting shortcomings in the structure, unregistered problems, or program defects in the game. What? Wait. Use of program defects. Exploiting shortcomings in the structure, unregistered problems, or program defects in the game. So, like, I think they're talking about, it might be, for example, talking about the invisible players that has been, like, misintentionally created, like, which happened a lot recently. Now, I guess it's kind of reduced. I don't know. It kind of feels like they're still here, but, yeah, BSG's saying that they eliminated all of them, which I don't really agree that much. Or maybe even the glitches they used to have, like, reserve glitches that you can see through everything. And also there's another lighthouse glitch that we already have, exploiting bugs. Don't exploit bugs. It's not exactly saying that though. It's saying exploiting shortcomings in the structure. Maybe. Unregistered problems or program defects in the game. Maybe it's talking about the glitch bugs. Maybe. But it's also, yeah, the invisible players and all the things I talked about already, yeah. Is exactly same as the bugs. Anyways, unauthorized connection. Facilitation of unauthorized connection. Oh. Installation or support of unauthorized connection to the game, including, among other things, any connection to an unsanctioned server that emulates or attempts to emulate the operation of the game, as well as, yeah, that's exactly fucking SPT again. Wow, SPT is on the line a lot. Any connection using outside programs or instruments not specially authorized by BattleState Games Limited. No homebrew servers. Or maybe it's not SPT then. SPT is like totally single player, is it? I don't know. I didn't play it. It's not like a homebrew servers or like private servers, I guess. Alright. I guess they get a point from this one. Transfer. Attempts to sell any versions of the game, issue license or sub-license for them, provide them for temporary use or release, lending, pledges, and other transfer thereof to third parties unless expressly permitted hereby. Okay, that's kind of obvious. Don't sell your accounts or transfer. Destruction, causing of harm or facilitation, of harm in relation to I, any computer and or server used for supporting the game or any game environment. Okay, so it's basically like don't sneak in, like cheat or bug or hack. I guess I use the use of the game by any other player. Any attempt on your part to cause damage to normal work of the game might constitute a breach of civil and criminal law. So yeah, they're not trying to, they're trying to tell you, don't hack into my game. No DDoS, yeah, no DDoS, no reselling accounts. Pibble, you should write down the license agreement. It's so easy to understand. This is so much worse with like so much fucking like vague words which can be anyway, so let's read through. I mean, I know why they write it like this, to make it like, you know, official, or like how should we say this? More polite? Legalize, yeah, legalize. Cover their ass in court, maybe. Okay, I'll read the rest. If any of the above actions are performed in full or in part, Battlestate Games Limited or licensor has the right to terminate your access to the game, the forum, and the social network groups for an unlimited time without prior notification. Okay. Oh, this is the important part, guys. I'll read that though later. Reimburse Battlestate Games Limited, other users of the game and or other third parties for any losses incurred by thereby as a guys, I can't read. Result of actions on the part of the user, including the in connection with breach of this agreement, intellectual or other rights of the given persons. I don't know. Promptly notify Battlestate Games Limited of any unsanctioned use of the account, hacking, or yeah, kind of obvious such actions. Observe other requirements and obligations prescribed hereby and by the key documents. All right. Beta testing. This is the important part. This is why I started this shit. This is why we started this shit. Why are we reading this? You're at the perfect time, Quarry. People, if you DDoS them, they can sue you for any time, any downtime. Yeah. Some kids think that tee DDoSing is so fun, but they might actually get into prison because of that. So be careful, kids. Don't DDoS anyone, okay? That much to ask? Fucking kids. Anyways, let's read the most juicy part why we started reading this. Number 5, beta testing. 5.1. If the user participates in beta testing of the game, the user acquires the status of beta tester. You guys are all beta testers. Beta testing is carried out exclusively for assessing the possibilities of the game and identifying errors. So we're signed up to identifying errors, guys. Possibilities and errors. Battlestate Games Limited bears not liability of events taking place during beta testing. Again, they're saying they have no reason to like take liability. After the beta testing, all game values will be deleted from the accounts, particularly gonna be the genesis of the wipe. I don't know if I used the right word. Other than in agreed cases during performance of public beta testing. Maybe they're talking about like the beta armband or something like that. Beta test armband. The user confirms that they take part in beta testing at their own risk and understand that the game might include bugs. So us saying about the game sucks, the game has so much issues. We're literally saying they're doing their job, we're doing our job. Any game values may be deleted at any time. Particularly, they talk about wipe again. Other than in agreed cases during a performance. Okay, we already kind of read that. Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor do not bear liability for ensuring uninterrupted access to the game. To take part in beta testing, the user must undergo an authorization process and participate in the beta testing personally. So, guys, we already signed up this by buying the game, license up agreement. We gotta read these and everything before buying the game and playing the game. And read, even though you didn't read it, you already signed up for this. So basically, yeah, you don't get to nag about the bugs. So yeah, guys, stop whining about it. I should stop whining about it too, I guess. Yep. Is EULA end user license agreement is standard for all software? Well, the beta testing part? I don't think so. Beta testing part, I don't think it's like that. It's not EULA and beta testing part. I don't think they're saying. Document, okay. Should we read the rest? Oh my god, there's so much. Like, look at this. Who's gonna read these? You know what? Let's see the end. Since I said I'm gonna do it. Can I use the TTS for a second though? Or maybe just read it. Number 6, rights and obligations of Battlestate Games Limited. Number 6.1, Battlestate Games Limited has the right. Number 6.1.1, at any time unilaterally to restrict, expand, supplement, modify, or otherwise change the game, including any of its elements and parts without prior notification of the user, including by amending. Okay, they wrote this one down too. Okay. Okay, I didn't realize that one. I didn't read that part. So they're saying they could change the game whatever they want without telling us. Oh, damn. I didn't read that part. But this kind of contradicts to this one. I mean, it's a little bit different. It's a bit different. On here, they said Battlestate Games Limited has the right to make periodical amendments to update the content whereupon Battlestate Games Limited published a detailed description of all the changes in the news section of the relevant website. But here, now they're saying at any time to restrict, they can restrict, expand, supplement, modify, or otherwise change the game, including any of its elements and parts without prior notification of the user. So they will not notify priorly, but they will post the news of the changes, all the changes. I think that's how it goes, but they never post all the changes. I agree with this one because they already do it like that and we have no power to do whatever. But I think this is also an important part, why they change everything on whatever they want. But they need to show all the changes to us. Freedoms? Freedom! Oh guys, I'm so tired. Okay. The game, its elements and parts are modified through creation and installation of new software parts patches, the purpose of which, for instance, to improve or change gameplay or add new possibilities to the game. Functional possibilities. Software components that might result in deletion or suspension of access to certain game elements. Okay. The user understands and hereby acknowledges that the given actions constitute an integral part of the game creation and gives their consent to performance of the given action by Battlestate Games Limited without notifying the user in advance. They love to say this part. Notifying user in advance. Yeah, I think this is also an important part. I'll read the chat real quick. Did it say something about exploiting bugs? Yeah, kinda, I guess. Like the bug where you can lean against the wall on the streets, for example, where you can see through buildings. Yeah, I guess it's kinda obvious, isn't it? I don't know. Okay, number 6.1.2. To manage the gameplay, technical and other characteristics of the game elements exclusively at its own discretion. To suspend or exchange the course of the gameplay without notifying the user in advance. Damn, they love to say without notifying the user in advance. Holy shit. Number 6.1.3. At any time to change or delete any information posted by the user on the game resources, including statements and announcements made by the user in the game chat or on the game forum. Okay, that's kind of fair. Number 6.1.4. To restrict to terminate the user's access to the game on the conditions hereof, including if the user violates the terms of the disagreement or the key documents. If exercising this right, BattleState Games Limited is not required to provide the user with evidence of the breach by the user of the terms of the agreement, resulting in the user's access being terminated or restricted. Number 6.1.5. During the gameplay, to give warnings to users to caution, notify, or inform them of any failure to observe the conditions of the key documents or of this agreement. The user shall fulfill instructions from BattleState Games Limited received during the gameplay. Okay. Number 6.1.6. At any time to terminate fully the right to use the game, to close the game, in consideration of the provisions hereof. Okay. Number 6.1.7. To take any steps not in contravention of the effective legislation to restrict or terminate access to the game for persons who breach the agreement. Okay, fair. I'll read the chat real quick. QWERTY is funny how they even have to say this stuff. I mean, to make it sure, I guess. To make people not nag about everything. AC 120. They don't need to give evidence that you did anything wrong. So you're just saying they can ban you whenever you want, right? I think you're saying that. And I do think they already said that in this, like, all the license agreement and the rules of the game. Okay, number 6.2. Licensor undertakes. Number 6.2.1. To provide the user with an opportunity to use the game on the terms set forth herein, on the condition of observance by the user hereof and of the key documents. Okay. Number 6.2.2. To provide the user with an opportunity to download a copy of the game client user. What is this? Oh. Okay. Number 6.2.3. To notify the user of change to the conditions hereof by posting information on the internet, on the game website, or notifying the user by email to the user's email. Okay. To control the gameplay in order to observe the balance of users' interests. Huh. Okay. Interesting. 6.2.5. To ensure the proper performance and due functioning of the game, including information exchanges between game users, work connections, and technical maintenance of the software, databases, and equipment, or game source improvement for the purpose of enhancing the gameplay, performance, and functioning the game, including the game client and the game resources. What am I reading? I don't get it. I'll just read it. I don't get it. It's almost done. Number 6.2.6, to maintain the confidentiality of registration data used in setting up an account and other user data, other than in cases provided for the applicable legislation and the legislation applicable in connection with the user's citizenship or the territory on which the rights are guaranteed and granted and or by this agreement and the key documents. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to use the TTS. I'm too tired to read all these. Woo-wee! This is such a fun content, right, guys? Alright. Let's use the TTS from here. Yeah, I'll read the big chapter though. Restricted liability of the licensor.
(7.1) The licensor and or Battlestate Games Limited, their authorized representatives and the right holders of the protected intellectual products do not bear liability for 7.1.1. Unlawful or other actions on the part of the user and, or, third parties impeding use of the game.
Well, they're just giving another warnings for the third party impeding use of the game and unlawful uses, I think.
(7.1.2) Statements made by the user on game resources. Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor are not liable for the conduct of the user in the game and on game resources, including for disrespect towards other users. Okay. 7.1.3 Loss by the user of the possibility of accessing the account set up thereby, loss of login, password, other information required for the user to use the game. 7.1.4 Incomplete, imprecise or incorrect specification by the user of their data when setting up an account.
I mean, it's kind of obvious. Alright.
7.1.5 Lack of internet access for the user and the quality of internet provider services, other breakdowns, problems with the computer used by the user to go online. 7.1.6 Materials of third parties posted on game resources or third-party websites accessible by link from game resources.
Yeah, so... yeah, I don't think anything else is like really that interesting anymore, but I'll read it. I'll let the TTS read it all through, so I can like...
7.2 Data posted on game resources by third parties may not be considered as a reliable and or official source of information. The licensor is not liable for indirect losses or other costs the user might incur as a consequence of using such information. 7.3 The user, their legal representatives, guardian, agrees to control their own state of health and limit access to the game in the event of any contraindications.
I don't think these are really that important.
7.4 The licensor is not liable for unlawful actions by third parties claiming to be the licensor, including for unsanctioned receipt thereby of any user data, account details and the like, the user enters in performance hereof or use of the game. The user undertakes to notify promptly the licensor and or Battlestate Games Limited at support@battlestatogames.com about such actions, or threat thereof.
Okay.
(7.5) The licensor does not guarantee that 7.5.1 The game will satisfy the user's subjective requirements and expectations. 7.5.2 Gameplay on the game resources will be continuous, fast, without technical breakdowns, reliable and error-free.
I think this is another important part, guys. Very important part. I mean, it might be not important for some of you guys, but... So they're basically saying that we do not guarantee the game will satisfy users' subjective and requirements and expectations, which is obvious. Like, nobody can fucking make a person satisfied on anything, to be honest. And also, gameplay on the game resources will be continuous and fast without technical breakdowns, reliable and error-free. So yeah, they did say they're not gonna guarantee that, which we always like nag about and get angry about. We already signed up for this and then we bought the game, guys, and I'll read the rest actually. This sounds pretty interesting. 7.5.3. The results that be achieved using the game software and database during use of the game will be error-free and correct. Okay. And number 7.5.4. The quality of the gameplay. I think this is the best part. Not most important, but the best part. The aspects of the game, as well as information obtained during the game or during use of the software and databases provided on the game resources will meet the user's expectations. Wow. They already predicted this in 2018, guys. They wrote this down in 2018. Number 7.5.5. The game will be accessible for use round the clock at a specific time or during a certain period. So yeah. Talking about the maintenance or whatever, I think. 7.5.6. Any shortcomings or defects in the game client will be corrected. Oh. So they're not guaranteeing that they're gonna correct any shortcomings. Nor is the licensor required to provide technical support to the user in relation to the game, the other functions, or the game resources. Wow, that's kind of harsh though. They should do that at least. I should have read this, guys. We should have read this. I mean, we would be like, nah, that'll be fine. We'll just play the game. I'm pretty sure you guys will be like that, and I will be like that, but it is exactly as that. They're doing as exactly they wrote it down here. They're not... Yeah, interesting. Yes, I think I gotta delete some stuff. I have too many stuffs right now. Alright. Oh, wait. Number 7.6. Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor are not liable for any direct or indirect damage or lost profit incurred by the user or third parties, even if the user submits a notification of the likelihood of such damage or losses occurring as a result of... Yeah, it's talking about the hacks and like the account sharing stuff, the consequence of the account sharing. So let's just let the TTS read that out. I think it's like basically repeating the same stuff we already checked.
7.6.1. Use or impossibility of using the game and game resources, as well as interruptions in use of the game, including program breakdown. 7.6.2. Unsanctioned access by third parties to the user's personal data or other information, including any associated with the account setup thereby. 7.6.3. Statements by or conduct of a third party during the game or on game resources.
Or it's more like the third party system. If we use the third party system, including like Twitch, I think. Is there anything else third party system? Maybe the leagues that we have? Competitions, maybe? Anyways, yeah, those are the parts they're talking about. They're not gonna guarantee you they're gonna protect you from all those stuffs.
7.7. Under any circumstances, The liability of Battlestate Games Limited and/or of the licensor toward the user is limited to a sum not exceeding the fee received by Battlestate Games Limited and/or by the licensor from the user until the circumstances arise that engender the liability of Battlestate Games Limited and/or of the licensor.
What? What does that mean? I actually don't understand what this means that much. But I'll just skip it. Yeah, I'm too tired. Number 8, force measure. Wow, okay, force measure.
(8.1) The user, Battlestate Games Limited and/or the licensor are released from liability for full or partial failure to fulfill their obligations hereunder if such failure is a result of force majeure, including mass disorders, prohibitions by the authorities, natural disasters, fire, catastrophe, as well as breakdowns in telecommunications and electricity supply networks, impact of malware, as well as bad faith actions by third parties designed to gain unsanctioned access to the software or hardware or put them out of order.
So again, they're saying that like natural causes or natural disasters hindering your gameplay won't be helped by them. I think they're saying that. Legislative restrictions. Let me actually read the chat real quick. Yeah, I've been reading it, the whole thing only. Why are you torturing yourself? Why are you torturing yourself by playing this stupid game? You too, man. Okay. I just wanted to check, like, if we like signed up for this or not, and we did sign up for this. Yep. I didn't think it was this much, but we signed everything for this torture. Nikita was right. Nikita was God.
9.1. The user does not have the right to use the game, if the legislation of the territory where they are located prohibits participation in online games or sets other restrictions, including age ones, on use of such software. In this case, liability for using the game is borne by the user.
Huh. Okay. I think like all the other stuffs are gonna be really boring, but we're gonna check, because I said this before and then I noticed that it's actually, some of them are really like fun and good to check out. Uno reverse card. Alright. Intellectual rights.
10.1. The game, including the source and object code, graphics, gameplay, game scenario, user interface, any game elements, musical accompaniment and other content, constitute and/or contains intellectual products the exclusive right to which belongs to their legal right holders.
So again, because of this, they can copyright strike any YouTube videos relating to gameplay of Tarkov or any scene. Yep, they don't do that, guys. They don't do that. At least on me, it wasn't like that. Only the cheater clip where I interviewed them. I heard some Russians got a little bit unfair stuff happening, but I highly doubt it. They do have a sensible, rational way of doing things until now, which is completely fine, I think, because they have the rights. Like, to be honest, all the YouTubers and streamers who main on Tarkov content, they are relying on Tarkov, so they need to respect their rights, I think, including me. I'm not saying their rights are wrong. I'm just saying, whenever I say stuff, I'm like, you know, just saying it, not really thinking that much, I guess. Anyways, go.
10.2. The user agrees that any element of the game constitutes an integral part of the gamer's software and is protected by law. Even though the user is granted the right to use the game, performance of gameplay and use of the game may not be assessed as transfer, alienation, and/or cession of the exclusively rights in relation to the game or parts thereof, from Battlestate Games Limited and/or of the licensor to the user.
Okay, kinda fair.
10.3. The user agrees and fully acknowledges that all exclusive rights to a localized game, translated into the relevant language, graphic images, photographs, animation, video images, video clips, audio recordings, audio effects, music, textual content and the general content of the game, as well as any other elements of the game, belong, without exception, to the legal right holders.
Totally agree with that. It's like a typical thing I think they're talking about.
.4. The copyright to materials posted in the game by the user belongs to the user that created them or other legal right holders, hereinafter the materials.
Oh, interesting. Wait, materials posted in the game, right? Copyright to materials posted in the game by the user belongs to the user that created them. I was hoping this means like if you do a gameplay and upload a video about it on YouTube or Twitch, it's completely fine because it's created by them. But it also sounds like materials posted in the game. So maybe only the chat in the game? How can you post the material in the game? I'm not really sure. I hope that's like allowing us to make YouTube videos.
10.5. The rights to unlimited gratuitous use of materials constituting intellectual products transfer to BattleState Games Limited in form of a simple, non-exclusive, license on the territory of all states in the world from the moment they are posted, published, by the user in the game, without any counter-obligation to pay any authors or other remuneration and without limitation in time, method or territory of use.
Okay, that's a lot of words with a lot of difficult meaning. I don't know, my focus is out again.
The rights to use the materials under this clause include the right to use them in any manner and in any country of the world, including publicizing, distributing, modifying, adapting, otherwise processing, publishing and creating derivatives without the obligation to name the author or any other counter-obligations. The user undertakes ensure legal grounds also for granting BattleState Games Limited the intellectual property rights to materials posted by the user in the game and belonging to other right holders.
So it kind of sounds like if you promise that BattleState Games have the rights, you could use it to create other contents. Or maybe I'm thinking too much in the content creator wise. I think so actually. Anyways.
10.6. All use of intellectual products or parts thereof posted in the game is prohibited without prior written permission from BattleState Games Limited, other than in cases specified herein. 10.7. The trademarks Escape from Tarkov and BattleState Games are registered and protected in different jurisdictions in the world. Trademarks of third parties mentioned in the game or its description belong to their legal right holders.
So yeah, intellectual products and the trademarks. Intellectual products might be their coding of the game, and the trademarks, maybe their symbols? Uh-oh, I use them a lot though, for thumbnails. It's okay, right, BSG? Alright, I'll read the chat real quick. We're almost done, we're almost done. Holy shit. Rushing up on his info so he can win the next debate. What? Alright, there's not much chat. Okay, we're almost done, guys. We're at 11. Oh my god. There's so much still though. Holy shit. Okay. Term amendment and cancellation of the agreement. Okay, Brian, please read it for me.
11.1. This agreement comes into effect when the user accepts its conditions and remains in force for 12 months. The term hereof is automatically prolonged for each subsequent 6-month period, unless it is cancelled on the initiative of one of the parties by means of a written notice sent to the other party at least 30 calendar days prior to expiry of the agreement. If the agreement is cancelled in the manner specified in this clause or on the grounds of other clauses hereof or by law, Battlestate Games Limited does not
refund the user or... Wow. They do have refund. What? I thought they completely had no refund. Wait. What? Let me read that again by myself. This agreement comes into effect when the user accepts its conditions and remains in force for 12 months. The term hereof is automatically prolonged for each subsequent 6 month period unless it is cancelled on the initiative of one of the parties by means of a written notice sent to the other party at least 30 calendar days prior to expiry of the agreement. If the agreement is cancelled in the manner specified in this clause, Battlestate Games Limited does not refund the user. Huh. They're saying as if they do refund. Do you guys know the refund policy of the game? Like, if we cancel the agreement of buying the game in certain period, they will refund. It kind of sounds like if we like reversed what they're saying on here. That's kind of interesting too. Or not.
.2. This agreement may be amended by Battlestate Games Limited unilaterally. A notice of amendment of the agreement is published on the game website and, or, sent to the user's attention by email to the address indicated thereby when setting up the account at least 10 calendar days before the amendments come into effect.
Okay. The amendments, they love to use the amendments.
Use of the game or authorization in the game following publication of the announcement and, or, dispatch of the notice of amendment of the agreement as described above means consent by the user to the amendments introduced into the agreement. The user is not released from obligations stipulated hereby in consideration of the amendments made hereto if the user failed to acquaint themselves with the changes to the agreement.
Okay. I don't think it's that important, right?
.3. The user does not have the right to use the game if they disagree with the amendments introduced into the agreement. In this case, the user has the right to cancel the agreement unilaterally within 10 calendar days of the amendments to the agreement being published on the game website and, or, the relevant notification sent by email. If the user decides to cancel this agreement, they shall send Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor a notification of cancellation of the agreement by email.
Interesting. Look, this means kinda like they will refund the game if you cancel the buy in 10 days, right? It kinda sounds like that. So we have a limit of 10 days of refund?
If, within the above 10 calendar day period, the user does not express their wish to cancel this agreement, the user is deemed to have accepted the conditions hereof in consideration of the amendments made hereto. After receiving the user notification of cancellation, Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor suspends the user's access to the account. Whereat Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor does not refund any money and does not make any other reimbursements, including losses of any kind.
What? Wait. What? Wait, what? So what? Ah, shit. Wait, let me Google translate this. This is so weird. Are they saying that you can cancel your assessment to the game, but they won't refund the money? I mean... That's kind of funny. Give me a sec. Wow, okay. That's what it says. Yeah, they're exactly saying that you can cancel your game playing assessment, but, well, we won't refund anything. So yeah. They're not gonna refund. They kind of build up like they're gonna refund, but they're not refunding you. Okay, guys? No refund on this game. Ever, ever, ever. Even though you guys think like this game can be refunded.
11.4. BattleState Games Limited and or the licensor has the right to cancel this agreement unilaterally and extrajudicially at any time, terminating the right to use the game and possibility of doing so in the following cases. 11.4.1. Closure of the game. In this case, BattleState Games Limited or the licensor shall, at least 180 calendar days prior to closure of the game, send the user a relevant end notice. Whereat BattleState Games Limited does not pay any compensation and, among other things, does not reimburse the
user for the monetary equivalent of the in-game currency or the like. Wow. Are they talking about the wipe or are they talking about the actual game closure, like service off completely? That's kind of interesting if they're talking about that. Cause I didn't think about that. If they like actually stop doing the service in the game, they'll just poof, disappear. We don't get to be paid on anything. We don't get to say anything because they write it down here.
11.4.2. Any, including one-time, breach by the user of the conditions hereof or of the key documents, as well as the terms for using other games of BattleState Games Limited. In this case, BattleState Games Limited and or the licensor does not refund the user or reimburse any losses. The licensor has the right to revoke the right to use the game by blocking, deleting, the user's account in the game. From the date of such blocking, this agreement is considered cancelled and the right to use the game terminated.
So basically they're talking about... Wait. So yeah, this is just for the breach case, if the user does some breach or anything.
Termination of the agreement with the licensor, revocation of the right to use the game and or cancellation of the agreement on any grounds does not provide the user with grounds for claiming from the licensor return of the fee paid or any other payments made by the user in connection with use of the game. Okay.
Oh god, we're almost there, guys. Oh, there's the final provisions. We're almost there. Spent like fucking 3 hours.
11.5. The user has the right at any time, without notifying BattleState Games Limited and or the licensor and without explanation, to terminate this agreement unilaterally and extrajudicially by deleting the game client and the game from the memory of the computer and or deleting the account, while retaining the obligations and liability of the user arising prior to deletion of the account. In this case, all the game elements linked to this account will be deleted without the right to restore them. BattleState Games Limited and or the licensor
is not required to pay the user any compensation in this event. Okay. They seriously don't pay any compensation. They said that like for the 5th time or something. I mean, I agree because like there's gonna be tons of people who play for 10,000 hours being like, pay me back! People are stupid.
11.6. The user confirms that Battlestate Games Limited and or the licensor has the unconditional right to change the conditions of the key documents unilaterally and that such amendments do not constitute amendments hereto.
Okay. We're at number 12, final provisions. Wow, we're done. We're almost done, guys. I'm so happy. Let's check out the final provisions. We're almost done. We're almost done. Number 12, final provisions.
12.1. This agreement supersedes all previous agreements between the parties. 12.2. If one or several provisions hereof are duly recognized as invalid under a court judgment that has come into legal effect, the other provisions hereof remain in effect and the parties continue to discharge their obligations in a manner corresponding as far as possible to the intentions of the parties when they concluded and/or amended this agreement.
I truly don't really understand what this part is, but I'll just, let Brian read it out, okay?
12.3. All disputes between the parties hereunder are to be resolved by means of correspondence and negotiations in a mandatory pre-trial, claims, manner. If it proves impossible for the parties to reach an agreement by means of negotiations within 60 calendar days of the other party receiving the written claim, the dispute may be referred by any party to be heard by a court of law. 12.4. This agreement and all disputes, claims and obligations, contractual and non-contractual, arising on the basis of or in connection therewith, thereto.
No. The subject or conclusion are regulated by the law of England and Wales, unless otherwise envisaged by the legislation of the country in which the user resides. The parties are subject to the jurisdiction of courts of England and Wales. Not Russia, guys. England and Wales. We read the whole thing. The conclusion was, did we sign to be our labs rat? Yes, you did sign to be the labs rat. Number 2, do BSG have to announce the secret changes? No, they don't have to. In prior, no. But they did agree in after change. They said they will post on news tab, which they're not doing, all of them. And number 3 is, do BSG have to fix the servers or problems? No. They said they're not gonna do it. They say you don't get the stuff that you want. And number 4, can we fund this game? They kind of talk like they are about to, but they're like, we're gonna cancel your access to the game, but we're not gonna refund the game. Yep. That's the answer, guys. Hope you guys got satisfied from the questions and the answers by reading all these stupid... I'm not gonna read the privacy policy. Yeah, that's that's too much. What was it? Rules of the game and the license agreement, guys, which you all wrote down whenever buying the game. It's right here, guys. It's right below pre-order. It's on the rules of the game right above the pre-order too. Yep. Alright. Thank you guys for watching the whole video. If you guys watched through all the way or skipped here anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to check out more videos, check out these video lists. Hit that like and subscribe button to support me freely. And I stream almost every day and every weekends on Twitch. And I also stream on Kick and YouTube. Because, you'll never know what's gonna happen on each platform. If you want to support me more, check out the Patreon, join the membership in YouTube, or super things. I'll see you in the next video.